Thank you, Franchel. It's a really pleasure to be here. With the very kind words that Jonathan Sallet gave me earlier today, I almost feel like I don't need to make these comments, but I really appreciate the opportunity just to tell you a little bit about the Shelby Coalition and the work that we're doing, because it's very, very compatible with the work that Next Century Cities is doing. And so it's great to be able to partner with you in this common endeavor that we have to try to solve the digital divide and use the community anchor institutions as a key strategy that can help us achieve that objective that we all want, to have everybody connected. So our goal we are the Schools, Health, and Libraries Broadband Coalition is our long name, and we're dedicated to promoting affordable, high-capacity, high-quality broadband for anchor institutions and their surrounding communities. Now, why do we care about anchor institutions? Our philosophy is you cannot have a healthy community without strong, healthy anchor institutions. This is not just about the businesses and residences in each community, but the anchor institutions provide really key essential services to their communities. And more so than ever, those essential services are riding upon internet connections. So having a strong broadband connection is really foundational for the work that anchor institutions are doing in serving their communities. So Larry Irving talked very eloquently about, in the Telecommunications Act of 1996, there were programs that you worked on, that I worked on, to promote connectivity for schools and libraries and rural healthcare facilities. We are trying to accomplish that vision and bring that to reality. But we're not there yet, and there are some significant problems. The National Broadband Plan called for all anchor institutions to have gigabit capacity by the year 2020. That's today. We haven't achieved that. Schools have made a lot of progress. We now have, I think, over 90% of schools that have fiber connections, but libraries don't have that broadband connections. Public housing certainly doesn't. Rural healthcare clinics don't. And so there's a continued need for investment in these high-capacity facilities to make these anchor institutions able to serve the needs of their community. And that's what we're working on. So we work a lot on the E-rate program to preserve those benefits so E-rate can promote fiber accessibility. We helped convince the FCC to put more funding into the rural health care program. Commissioner Starks mentioned mapping. Well, there's mapping legislation working through Congress that leaves out the anchor institutions. So we went to work with Congresswoman Anna Eshoo, and she was a great champion, helped us get some language in the House bill to promote mapping so we know how many anchor institutions and how many don't. Those are the kinds of issues that we're working on. But just overall, I'd also say, my last point would say, it's not just about building to the anchor institutions. Jonathan Sallet mentioned this. Our philosophy is building to and through the anchor institutions as a way to reach the broader community around them. We think this is a very effective strategy to make broadband more affordable for households. Broadband adoption, I don't know if we've shared this statistic, but it's basically stalled at about 70%. It's been about the same for the last 4 or 5 years. So we know that there's a critical problem, that the existing policies are not going to work if we just leave them as they are. The marketplace is great, but we need to do more to supplement what the commercial players can do and recognize what they can't do and come up with solutions to address those to make sure everybody is connected. And the fact is that the anchor institutions often have great broadband capabilities when they do have it that we're not taking full advantage of. We should be sharing those broadband connections. If a school or library or healthcare has fiber, we should open that up and make that accessible to the whole community. And that would be a great cost-effective way of providing low-cost broadband service to everybody in America who needs that connection. So that's just a brief discussion of the Shelby Coalition. It's, Francella, great. It's great to partner with you, with NDIA, with the Bennett Institute. We're all working together to solve these problems, and I think we can do it if we continue to make this progress. So thank you. Thank you all.